Hey everyone, it's Nick from Headliner here. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. The Headliner team is usually based out of New York City, but given what's been going on, some of us have actually left and are working out of different parts of the northeastern part of the country, while some of us are also still just working out of our apartments back home. So yeah, here we are. We're all just kind of adjusting to our new lives, re-coronavirus, and doing what we can to make the best of it. So for the Headliner podcast, we thought that we would actually go ahead and retool it a little bit and kind of reorient it more for, you guys, podcasters in general. So if you guys want to get involved with the podcast and participate, all you need to do is sign up for our newsletter and follow the instructions that'll be on it each week. And you could do that by visiting headliner.app/newsletter. So for this week, we actually asked our newsletter subscribers how COVID-19 has actually impacted their podcast or business. It's something that's been on a lot of people's minds, and we actually heard some really interesting answers that you'll be able to hear in a minute. The one thing that kind of stuck out is that this is all happening a bit early and that people are probably a bit more concerned with what might happen as opposed to what has already happened. So we're not necessarily sure what the effects of this is going to be, especially for podcasting, but right now, it's really just a matter of staying in and working on your craft and producing, new episodes and all that kind of stuff. So right about now, you're going to hear from 7 podcasters about how this coronavirus pandemic has affected their show as well as their business. And we definitely hope you guys enjoy it. There's definitely some interesting things to be said in these clips. And if you have any ideas for future prompts or anything along those lines, you could reach out to Oliver. His email address is oliver@headliner.app, and you could let us know. So yeah, hope you enjoy it.
Hi, my name is Adrienne Berg, and I'm the host of Generation Bold, the Fountain of Truth about aging. And that's why the coronavirus has counterintuitively helped me. And so while this has been a terrible, terrible thing for the world of aging, it has shined a spotlight on some of the issues of aging that make us vulnerable. It has shined the spotlight on ageism and some of the things that we can do to help ourselves. So this tragedy, this pandemic, has meant a lot of notoriety in the field of aging that has been a kind of forgotten niche or forgotten lane when it comes to media and when it comes to public attention. What I hope is that this will all go away, that we'll all be out bright and shiny, but that we won't forget that 1/3 of our population and 78 million baby boomers are out there and do need to be front and center in the news. That's why Generation Bold has been so dear to me. For me personally, I am 72 years old. My producer is 73 years old. And we have self-segregated a lot. We don't call it social distancing. We just call it physical distancing with more social connection. And thank you, Headliner, for allowing us to have a much more robust YouTube channel for our podcasts.
Hi, we are Dan
and Linda McGarry.
And we're the Cross Country Coffee Roadshow podcast. And we're here today to talk to you about coronavirus and COVID-19 and how it's affected our podcast.
We've had the privilege of traveling the United States multiple times looking for the best independent coffee shops.
And we found them. They are on our first 2 seasons, but there are a lot of other coffee stores out there, your local coffee store, for instance, that are great. All of them need our help at this moment. We need to support them with either going into the store if they're still open, or going online, or takeouts. One way or the other, they need a revenue stream, and we need to try to help them. They've been our friends over the course of these last 2 years, and we'd like to do anything we can to support them.
So what are we going to do?
To that end, we are on our webpage setting up a location for you to write to us and or send us an audio clip of your favorite coffee store and what it means to you. And we will put it out through social media on our webpage as well as our other social media sites and share everything we can about that great coffee store that's in your local neighborhood. So until that time that we are done with this coronavirus, make sure that we practice the 5 basic hygiene rules. We start washing our hands and don't touch our face and cough into our elbows. And if you feel sick, don't go into the coffee store or into work.
Who are you going to call?
Actually, what you're going to try to do is get better at home. The more people we have going out, looks like the worse things get. So what we want to do is we want to practice that social distancing and a form of self-quarantine if we are possibly infected. The last thing is make sure that you are staying apart if you are out in the community. And that would be 3 to 6 feet or thereabouts. And we'll get through this together.
Good luck.
Hi, Headliner. My name is Dwayne Atkinson. I'm the founder of the Bar Podcast first, and I also am the founder of the Bar Podcast Network, which is a network of podcasts. We all use Headliner, so we love it, love the app. And you wanted to know how we're being affected by the coronavirus. Actually, it probably is one of the best times to be in podcasting right now. Our numbers are pretty solid, pretty much steady throughout the whole network, and we're just excited to be able to provide content for people that may get tired of Netflix or whatever. And so we're encouraging more and more people to listen to podcasts, and your app makes that possible. And I'm really grateful and I really appreciate that. But everybody's good. I'm in South Carolina, and we got a lot of things locked down, but I'm producing podcasts, and we're getting the job done. And Headliner, you're making it easy to promote. Y'all have a bless.
Hello there. My name is Savella Morgan. I am the host of 2 podcasts, the Childless Not by Choice podcast, and then my newer podcast is called Not Just Another Religion and Politics podcast, and it's surreal. We are living in surreal times, and I continue to stick to my schedule, but I kind of wonder if anyone's really listening. And so I'm promoting my episodes in such a way as to reach out to those who are quarantined, self-quarantined, whatever quarantine they're under right now, and just staying home and binge listening to many different things. People have so many options. And so that's how I'm promoting my episodes, just trying to get people to tune in because they're home anyway and feeling bored. One of my friends on Facebook said, "I'm so bored." So that's what I'm doing. So to answer the question, it feels surreal, but I'm plugging through, and the numbers look good. They look just about normal because, yes, I do look at the numbers, and they look just about normal. So I'm glad for that. Hope everybody's doing well, and thanks for this opportunity. Have a great one. Bye.
Hi, my name is Juan Kingsbury. My podcast is the Career Blind Spot Podcast. The C-19 has just accelerated what to me is capitalism and business is really truly all about, but too many people kind of sell it short. It's not just about money, it's about making enough money to pay yourself to do the stuff that you want. And so that's what I'm doing with Career Blind Spot, and there should be more episodes on the regular. Just now I don't have an excuse to not do it. So thanks for the opportunity, and Podchaser's pretty rad. I just uploaded all my stuff, and I feel excited. All right, thanks.
Hi, my name is May, and I run an indie music podcast and a podcast company called Made in India. That's M-A-E-D, because my name is May, spelled M-A-E. My podcast business has been affected by the coronavirus because production has pretty much halted. It kind of started because our guests weren't able to fly into Bombay for interviews, and then studios shut, and then pretty much everything shut. For the last couple of weeks, my team have been working from home, and we do our editorial meetings and catch-ups because we're mainly in like post-production mode. My partner, Sean, and I are trying to tide our expenses over because right now we had some productions where money was going to be coming in, and now a lot of that has been stopped. And we're working on a lot of pending work that we had, things like our concept notes and proposals that we were sending out to people, our investor deck for the company. And our hope is that, we're kind of telling people that, hey, you know what, we're not going anywhere. Here's some ideas, some projects we can potentially work on. And hopefully when this passes, we'll be able to do some really awesome work together and make some amazing podcasts. And that's what we're all hoping for, regardless of how far apart we are and that we may be socially distancing each other. But I do feel like we're all kind of in our own ways working together to make sure that we get past this as best as we can in the circumstances that we're in. And yeah, I still feel like in some way we're all like a big team, even if we can't necessarily physically be around each other. Stay safe and don't forget to wash your hands.
My name is Heather Foster. I'm a voiceover actor and the co-owner of Flash Voices, in which we help build and maintain flash briefings for Amazon's Alexa. My business has not really been affected yet by the coronavirus. Not yet. I've for years had a home studio. I'm in an isolation chamber pretty much in my booth. And it's been like that for my entire career. And most of the work that I do is remote. That being said, it is a global economy, and so I'm expecting things to dry up here and there. I hope it doesn't happen, but it probably will. And I'll just keep putting positive vibes out there that this is all over as quickly as it possibly can be. Thanks.
Yeah, so thanks so much to everyone who sent over some recordings. We're definitely interested in hearing more from you guys. So if you want to participate, remember you can just by signing up for our newsletter and responding to our prompts as we send them out. And with that said, that basically brings us to the end of this episode. Thanks so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed it and got something out of it, and I hope you have a great week.